Hi everyone, it's Killshot from 99 Gaming's The Walking Dead Season 4, Fear the Walking Dead. Old habits, I keep doing it, I swear to you I'm trying my best. Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 2 fan reaction video. I'm going to start out. I know there's going to be mixed reactions to this. I really like the direction they're going with this. I've got some things that we're going to pinpoint. As you guys know, this is the just a kind of raw reaction, unfiltered. We're going to throw it out there. I got a few highlights I want to talk about. I'm going to call on a few of you, see if I can get your comments. And tomorrow night we'll do a complete recap. I do like the black and white for the current view and then the color for the past view. And they're telling a story, and the one thing I do like is that they're not telling the story as long and drawn out as they did in previous seasons. So I'm pretty good with what they're doing right now. I see a few people jumping in here. Hopefully we'll get some of the feedback and some of the comments. Emmy says great episode tonight. I saw a couple people said average episode. I liked it. I'm saying 2 for 2 at this point. They've got me drawn in. They've got me interested. They're getting the focus away from some of the long drawn out characters that were there before and giving everybody some equal show time. So Tammy Heitzman says think they're going to merge at some point. We've got more deceit. We've got a little bit of action. We've got a new villain in line, and it's good. I'm liking that several people are liking it, are thumbs upping this video, or are getting involved in it. Still watching. Got about 20 minutes left. Awesome, awesome. The show seems to be getting stronger. Bumblebee Brown. Still think Strand is a jerk. Yeah, he's got his moments. Like it so far, Skull Crusher. All right, some of you are still watching, so I'll really start out probably stuff that you've already seen if you got 20 minutes left. But, you know, of course tonight's episode takes place in a baseball stadium. That's a pretty cool concept. That they're out in the open. They can see what's coming. They got the high ground. Pretty smart. I like the fact that it does seem like the characters in Fear are a little more creative and resourceful than the characters in Walking Dead when they first started out. I think it just seemed as such a shock that, and I guess that's in part because the writers and the producers, they don't want us to really go through the whole shock factor all over again because we've done that. Now they want to get to the story and get to kind of what's going down. E-Beat says, love Strand. Awesome. And the brand new saviors that are out there. Maboon doesn't watch Fear but just wanted to hear the reactions. Start watching, Maboon. I think, you know, if you're a Walking Dead fan, you're going to like a little bit of something this season. So Charlie did seem a little out of place and hesitant to answer, and that was a red flag with me right from the start. So my first reaction was there's something up with this kid. Either she's traumatized or she's in on it. And we definitely found out her loyalty, where her loyalty lies. So we also found out that they were celebrating the 365 days in the ballpark. So they've been there 1 year, and in 1 year, Nick has not left. Chris says, why didn't they just snipe the guy? First of all, you know, Madison had said, I think she kind of gave a clue, and she said no one is gone until they're gone. So even though it's kind of the guy Mel gave an attempt, it wasn't a direct threat. It wasn't, hey, we're going to steamroll you and take all your stuff right now. It was, we're going to wait out here and you're going to be in a bad situation. So I guess that's why. I guess Madison does seem to have turned over a little bit of a new leaf and wants to build up that community as much as possible. She said, we're tired of running. This is our place. You're not getting anything. So maybe she thinks that they're going to leave. And they do know that they have weapons. They do know there's going to be some bloodshed on both sides. I still think that we're going to build up to that, though. I'm going to call on a couple of you to get your thoughts here in 1 second. But I do want to say, outside the range, I thought was neat. So let me call in the group right now. Tell me what you thought about their structure. They got a range. They've got certain rules. They've got hot water. They've got food growing. Skull Crusher wants to know, how do they know the gun count? Because Charlie has been counting. Charlie's been doing inventory. Charlie has been trusted. Yep, Jake from State Farm, no doubt. The kid was a spy. A good one, too. It absolutely did. Shelton Arthur, like the prison. I agree, Lark Song. So much of what they're doing this season is making me feel like I'm watching Walking Dead all over again. Now, I know some people aren't going to like that. I needed it. When they split up and Lucy and Strand were walking through that town, don't tell me. That felt exactly like that little area they were walking through with the Glen dumpster scene. It felt like the exact same area. Here's these little small buildings that you can go in, you can go out, and there's no walkers. So this group, the Vultures, has been rounding up all of the walkers. And they also answered a question that I've wanted to know a long time. Like, how do you empty a silo? I mean, everybody wants to know that, and we got to see it happen. Now, you know, you still got to think that the water and they're fighting, and, you know, did that stuff splash on them? Did they drink some of the water? I know it's grossing people out, but that stuff will get you sick. Oh, I love it. A nice super chat and very appropriate. Jimmy's Jammin' says, finally a kid I hated more than Henry. Well said. Definitely well said. And I'm glad you super chatted that, because that deserves to be a permanent part of this stream and a part of this video. So thank you so much. So more and more people are coming on saying it definitely reminded them of a Walking Dead episode. We also know that Madison did a lot of recon work, that she basically went around and saved everybody. So we are getting bits and pieces, but if I'm wrong on this, you guys can correct me. Did it not feel, and I hate to keep referring to the past because I know there's some painful memories of Fear the Walking Dead. Did it not feel like in the first 3 seasons they explained every single small detail over and over and over again? And this season doesn't seem like they're giving us a clue, or they're letting us figure stuff out on our own, or we're getting to piece it together, or they're taking us along for the ride a little bit more. Whereas it was all about coincidence and Madison and just every little thing. Exactly. Kel says every task took them 3 episodes. And now the current situation, the previous situation. Great point, Fluff. They're learning from their mistakes. And even next week, we saw in a sneak peek, Madison is in color, and the other scene's in black and white. So it does not mean that Madison is still alive. Something is going down with Madison. Maybe she's gone. Now every time I'm watching, like, here are scenes from next week's Fear the Walking Dead, I'm looking like, is it color or is it black and white? There's your clue. Epic Vids. Why does every bad guy have the same haircut as Jeffrey Dean Morgan? You know, I wish I had the answer to that question. Dylan Perry says Madison ain't gone. She ain't there. Where is she? Fluff went beyond the show. He actually went real life. They have the same hairstylist on both shows. Well said. So what how do you guys feel about Mel? I'm going to tell you. Well, you know what? I'm going to wait for the comment, and then I'm going to make my reaction, my real reaction to tonight's show. Because there was a part that really had me at the edge of my seat. Emmy thinks Mel's too clean cut. I don't know. You know what? I think when that hair gets ruffled a little bit, you're going to see a dark side of Mel that you don't want to mess with. Definitely has the charisma. I mean, they got people on bicycles. They have a system. I mean, these dudes are smart. Brian says he's not the main villain. Ah. You know what? Is Mel a number 2 or a number 3? Great point. Let's see what the group thinks. Is there a person worse than Mel? Mel the messenger. Great point. Proctor John can't be all the way over here in Texas, can he? Mel does not instill fear. Yeah. Carl Malone did, the mailman. I think it's a good point. I think he's a messenger. I mean, it would have been cool to see Madison just pull up a chair, have a beer, say, "Look, we got you in our sights, so I'm going to finish this beer, and you guys are going to roll out." So, as you know, we won't do the complete recap tonight. We're going to do that tomorrow night at 9:30. These are just the reactions. So, I do want to find out what scene in particular was either a shock to you or got the biggest reaction. And then I'm going to unveil the part of tonight's episode that I thought was really, really awesome. Ah, good point. Epic Vids comparing Mel to Gareth. So, Skull Crusher says, little girl spy. Charlie being a spy. So, a lot of people, that really had them. Nick, not being able to go outside. So a lot of people are saying little girl, and I've intentionally not called on a couple people because I wanted to save that. But I did see, I think it was Deja Vu and also Fluff. when Lucy told him to ditch the trucks and get inside, and all those trucks were pulling up with the headlights in that RV, I got to be honest, that part kind of gave me a little bit of goosebumps, because it just, here we go again. I don't know what it was about that scene. It wasn't I wasn't expecting something to happen. It's just I thought it was cool the way they were storming. And it did remind me of the Saviors and the brute force that they can kind of overrun you with. I mean, that just took me back to The Walking Dead. It was very, very Negan-esque. Lamar said it even seemed a little worse than the Saviors. Well, the fact they're just sitting out there waiting. They're going to smoke you out. They're going to wait until you make a move or you're not expecting them, and then who knows what they're capable of. And you're right, Chris Ford says the flags are how many walkers they have stashed. So they're just going around collecting walkers and either labeling it or showing people how much they're helping them. Hey, this is what we just did for you. We just loaded up 12 of these. Now you owe us. But next week we finally get to see Morgan with the stick again, pulling through a few of the moves on Nick, which is nice. The kid didn't poison the crops, but she did report in to what they had. And I also thought that was a nice callback to the Kingdom, because remember, the Kingdom had weevils, and they had to burn their crops. And I'm okay with the coincidence from one show to the next. I don't have any issue with that. What bothered me is the coincidence from one show to the same show, where, with Fear they kept doing the same thing and saying the same thing. If they steal a little bit from The Walking Dead, more power to them. Steal what works, man. Well, they've been there preparing for a year. So in a year, without any major threats, and they're doing what they did in Alexandria. Walking Dead Nerd says, I love how it reminded me of The Walking Dead. So just from a small sampling of the people we have here, if this is the feeling and the vibe, I honestly think it's gonna bring in some Walking Dead viewers. When word gets out, kind of like we're talking about tonight, of how similar it is and has that vibe to it, even the intro has a Walking Dead vibe to it. I think a few of the viewers who checked out after Walking Dead, they're going to come back. AJ says, Nick stating they were growing so much in crops they wouldn't have to go out anymore. Same thing Rick said at the prison. So very, very nice. Tommy says, did not see the episode yet, just got home from work. How was it? So what I'm going to ask the group to do, and we do this every week, is we're all going to give a rating for Tommy, the sweet-ass enforcer McCandless. So from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being awesome, let's see what the group thinks. And those people at AMC are watching this, people at Talking Dead, they're going to catch probably a little bit of our playback, and they're going to see your ratings. So be honest. So some 8s, a 7. AJ says 9 or 10. Michelle M with a 10. Vonda Martin, 8. E Beach with an 8. Ooh, Lark Song is the She's the Ukrainian judge that's given the ice skater the low score. 6? Really? A 6? Got some 8s, got some 9s in there. Emmy, just a 10? I figured from a scale of 1 to 10, you'd at least be an 11. So, these numbers, this stream, it's a permanent part of the video. So, I mean, that gives us a good basis. So, based on the last 2 weeks, we've gotten, I'd probably say on average, an 8 point, anywhere between an 8 and a 10. So, very good ratings for the first 2 weeks. And as long as they keep going along in this regard, I'm down for it. I mean, we got 2 episodes under our belt. The one thing I will say, it was a very fast-moving episode. That's the other thing that sort of triggers me to whether or not I enjoyed it or not. I looked up and it's like, wow, it's over? I actually found myself wanting to see next week, which a lot of times for Fear that wasn't the case. It was like, okay, I'm into it. I've got to keep the obligation. Now I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm like, man, I want to see what goes down. I want to see Morgan fight somebody. I want to see where are they going? What are these flags going? I mean, they are leading us a little bit. What's going on with Madison? So, seems like a lot of people were right there. Do a couple more reactions, and then we're about 20 minutes in. So we got another 5 or 6 minutes. And once again, tomorrow night we will do at 9:30 the full recap, give you a chance to sort of think about the episode a little bit more. Tonight's just mainly the reaction, of course. What's up, Dawn of the Frank? Thanks for popping in, man. Vonda says, I love Madison this year. I will tell you, I'm not disliking Madison. That's a step. Like, I used to absolutely just not like her character. And now she's more direct. She's to the point. She is in control. She doesn't get all the airtime on the show. They have other people that can step up. So let's do this. On a scale, I like to ask you guys these rating questions. Level of tolerance for Madison from a 1 to 10 so far. Are you guys okay with Madison's character this season? Or still gotta go? I do like the mystery, though. And I hope they go the whole season and they leave us hanging whether or not she's going to be dead or alive. Okay, not bad. I mean, we're all over the board. Madison is the Tara of Fear the Walking Dead. You either love her or you hate her. Unless you're Chris Reinig. He hates her. That's pretty serious stuff there, Chris. So when you have a character like this that is all over the board, and the writers should know this, stringing their fate along is it's a good way to pique interest. All right, and let me see. There's a couple more things I had as far as reaction. thoughts about the vultures. And we'll go more in detail about this tomorrow. So we feel like male is probably a number 2. But the bicycle guy and the music and the organization. It seems that maybe they're a little advanced. I mean, we don't know the time difference between Morgan and the stadium, right? I mean, that could be a few months. Could be a couple weeks. Could be another year. Who knows? Dakota Page says, felt like the Saviors for sure. So, I got to do a follow-up question. I don't know what we'd call Madison's group. They're not the Alexandrians. So, the Clarks, the baseball stadium people, I don't know. I mean, they don't have a catchy name at this point. But Madison's group is, I guess, what we're forced to call them, has not run into Morgan yet. Now, we know without Madison that they will. So, not knowing that Morgan's going to bump into them, and if you did not know the Saviors, how would you feel about the Vultures? How would you feel about this group? Because I know some people are saying it feels too much like The Walking Dead. So let's say you're not a Walking Dead fan. I guess I could have stated it like that. Would have been a little simpler. And you're only watching Fear the Walking Dead. Then how would you feel about the Vultures? Maggie says, can't stand a thief, and that's what they are, gutter trash. So, polite but creepy, big threat. Okay, here's the reason why I want to kind of take you in that direction, or steer the conversation that direction. Keep in mind, this is a brutal zombie apocalypse. Gangs and violence prevail over acts of kindness and community. It's about looting. It's about survival. So part of what we have to do, and I do think the writers are intentionally duplicating storylines because they want you to draw that comparison, and then they want us to get together and say, okay, but block out the other stuff until Morgan gets involved, because there is no crossover at this point. Weevils are weevils. Weevils attack the kingdom. Weevils attack in Texas. And I think you're going to see some things that are so obvious that we see them, and some of the thought processes being exactly the same, like what Nick said, exactly what Rick said. So that's what lives. That's what survives. And if you don't do those things, then you're not going to survive. So I've got several people asking me to answer Steven. So do you think that Daniel will be the head of the Vultures and the villain of the new season? No, I don't. I don't think Daniel has that much pull. I think if they did something like that, that would be old Fear the Walking Dead. And I don't want old Fear the Walking Dead. I don't want Proctor John or Daniel or people to pop up. I want to go in a different direction. Because that would be the first thing. If somebody is leading this group that we've already had to deal with for a season before, it's just going to get stupid. And don't give the writers any bad fodder to throw at us all over again. I don't think Naomi's a spy. I think Naomi is going to be a legit what's the word I'm looking for? Well, I would say legit partner, but the problem is there's several people that aren't in this sneak attack ambush. Where's Naomi? Where's Madison? Maybe they both die. Drama King says, I can see some massive recycling of Fear the Walking Dead. You know, I'm okay with it as long as it doesn't control the story, but if it's just something that's thrown in there, because they can't totally avoid The Walking Dead with Fear the Walking Dead. And we are going to have to watch it and say, there is no Walking Dead. If you are in that stadium, you have no idea what happened in Virginia. The only way they're going to get this knowledge, and as a viewer, yes, we find these Easter eggs and these hidden clues, but don't let it be your basis of comparison. That's the only thing I can say. As long as it doesn't get boring and repetitive, I think you got brand new stories, you got brand new, with some sprinkle of the past and some paying homage to it, I'm okay with that. Eric C. says, I think the Vultures captured Madison. Maybe, or maybe Madison and Naomi went with the Vultures and the rest of the group took off. But we find ourselves wanting to know. I don't know if there's a single... Well, hang on. I'll ask this question to the group and then we'll wind the stream down. Thinking back on the previous 3 seasons, were there any episodes that you were really anticipating? This is a loaded question. I ask it almost in humor. Were there any episodes that you were saying, I can't wait till next week because I want to see what happens over the next few weeks? And be honest. Because in Fear the Walking Dead, you know, it was just like, okay, where are they going to get water? Okay, where's Taka? Okay, Troy, something's going to happen. So there wasn't a whole lot to really question or to look forward to. And to be honest, there wasn't a whole lot to do streams about. When we would do streams, we would talk about it. It was mainly just a recap, like, okay, yeah, this happened. Maybe it'll get better next week. Maybe it'll get better. But now, for the first time in 4 seasons, I find myself saying, where's Madison? And Scott Gimple even hinted at it last week, where, you know, he gave that one eyebrow thing like The Rock of, yeah, she's not there. Visibly not there. You know, Gimple's very pronounced, but there is some mystique around that, and I'm looking forward to seeing the story. So look for the color, look for the black and white, and that's going to kind of lead us. And we will give a full recap tomorrow night. So I want to thank everybody. This is Walking Dead Day. I know many of you watched a very deep psychological Walking Dead Junkies this morning. If you didn't, go back and check that out. We did that at noon. Also, the stream we did at 8 o'clock, a little bit of the countdown. And that was my best Scott Gimple, Tanya. You know, hey, I had Eugene impersonations, Daryl, but that was definitely, I've been working on my Gimple. Of course, this is the reaction. Stay tuned because this week we're going to have some neat stuff. We will have a recap tomorrow night. Tuesday night, we will have our official rollout of Random Things, our Season 2, Episode number 1. So we'd love for all you guys to be a part of that. We probably will have a Walking Dead topic and a whole lot of other stuff that we will throw out there. Wednesday night, we will do some bold predictions, and of course we'll have some spoilers all during the week, and we're not going to get too far away from The Walking Dead. We will have a night next week that we talk about The Walking Dead and what's going into next season. Also, within the next couple weeks, we will start to do our official Game of Thrones live stream. So if you're Game of Thrones fan, come back and watch. If you have not binge watched it or caught up, maybe you need to go back and watch the episodes, but get caught up so we can get together and talk about that as well. That's all we got for tonight. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody being here. I am going to sign out, and if you guys are watching the playback, this is the closing credits. If you are still in chat, give me a 999. I want to give some shout outs, and I will see everyone tomorrow night at 9:30. And also, if you get a chance, check out the gear site. You can see it over there on the left. Kel will link. There's probably a link down in the description. We're going to be adding some different topics and some of our catchphrases. So you probably will see a Lucille the Like Button t-shirt coming very, very soon. And for those of you here, Lucille the Like Button. Give that video a like. Subscribe if you're new. And also check us out on the Walking Dead fan page, 99 Army. So I want to say what's up to Tammy Heitzman, Shelton Arthur, Lamar Lanham, Beth Burgett, Rial, Tanya Dockstader, The Cat Nat, Cammie, Maggie B, Epic Vids 8, Dakota Page, Petey Weedy, Tommy V, AJ Jepson, Bumblebee Brown, Terry Jones. My sponsors that are out there, Michelle M, a brand new sponsor, but sponsors Wilson, Vonda, Pete D, the Walking Dead Nerd. You can see all the Patreons. The moderators are by far, these moderators are the best moderators you will find in any YouTube channel or any live stream. And that is Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kels. Thank you so much. You guys do so much for this channel. Appreciate everything that you guys do. We could not be where we are without you. Brian Clayton, thanks. Chris Rainick, Samantha Coombs, Gina Crockett, 999 for life. B Loves, 999 and The Walking Dead. Pete D says, put your lawn chair down on the like button. Look at what we got. We might have to replace Lucille the like button with put your lawn chair on the like button. I like that, Pete. I probably won't remember it tomorrow, but yes, we will throw it out there. Skull Crusher 69. Cole Mulbauer, thanks Cole. DDA Ohio, Jimmy's Jammin'. Thanks so much, Jimmy. Go Up at Master, thanks so much. If you didn't catch the episode, get back and watch the episode, but thanks for jumping in here and getting in the live stream as well. Oh, you know what? Weevil that like button. That is Bumblebee Brown. Kel, can you set up an official survey on the 999 Walking Dead Army fans page? And what we're going to do is we're going to have the best like button t-shirt slogan contest. So we've already got a couple entries. Kel, if you can add these and have a few other people put it. Epic Vid says hammer the like button. You guys know I used to say slap the like button. We've got Lucille the like button. Now we got put a lawn chair the like button. And we got Weevil the like button. So join us over there. We'll have a quick survey and we will announce the winner on the Random Things stream on Tuesday night. Thanks everybody. Appreciate you being here. And I'll see everybody tomorrow night at 9:30. If I missed you in a shout out, sorry I can't hit everybody once this video goes live. Leave your thoughts and comments. Everybody have a wonderful night. Peace.